Okay, you're all set.
Right. All right. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the Laketown Township Parks and Recreation Commission meeting for Wednesday, March 18, 2026 to order. First item of business is if there are any additional items to be added to tonight's agenda. Going once? Twice? Okay, great. Patrick, the agenda is still only one page. It's great. All right, the next item up is approval of minutes for February 18. You have those in your packet. Thank you very much, Jim. Pulling that together for recording the meeting. Anyone have anything? I'll take a motion actually to approve first.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from.
Okay. Motion to approve from Hookman, second by T-Camp. All right, any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor of approving the minutes from February 18th signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. The minutes are approved. Treasurer's report.
Treasurer's report is relatively simple. I have only two invoices that seem to be paid this month. The Comcast bill is starting to get fixed, and they said they paid up till February, but it won't show up until next month.
Okay.
That's it.
Any questions for Mary Jo from what you saw in the packet? Okay, move right along. Township Board reports. Supervisor Ringelberg, welcome.
Ready. I think you all know this, but I just wanted to make sure you did, which is one, the board passed your budget. Two, the board allocated $175,000 for capital budget.
Okay.
Had two parts. $55,000 if we choose to acquire the last of the 4 small lots on 142nd by Laketown Beach. And 120 tagged for replacing the beach stairs for what's called Area 1. That's from the top of the dune through the bowl to the basically what Prime Newhoff called the run out. Mm-hmm. The theory with the board also approved going for a passport grant for Area 2, which is the top of the dune, and Area 3, which is the staircase way up from the parking lot to the top of the dune. The stairs that are typically buried. We had viewing platforms at the top of the dune. Those are now 12 to 20 feet under the sand. So they're putting together a bid package, which, particularly if you direct them, will be specify the easy stairs for the back of the dune and the top of the dune, so that those can be adjusted. The ones on top, so that you can lift it above the sand, or if the sand goes down, lower them. And hopefully deal with, I've been out there with Jeff, I think 6 times last winter or last summer, and it's a pain in the butt to shovel those stairs. So if we can come up with a solution for that, that will be great. Mm-hmm. But it would be great if you guys could talk through it and give the Parks Commission input on what you'd like to see happen. Okay. The reason the board did the 120 was the way the grants work. The earliest funding, if we get grants, the earliest funding would be after September of 2027. And so that would mean that if we didn't build beach stairs this spring, we would have 3 straight years with no stairs down to the beach. And as Mary Jo pointed out, the longer we don't have beach stairs, the more people tear up the dune and the more erosion we have. So she made a very appropriate pitch to the board to just pay for it out of our own pocket. And get it done so we can help preserve the dune.
Okay.
One thing I noticed, and I just noticed today, for the last few years, you've always had just over $30,000 for beach grass planting at Laketown Beach. And I don't know if it was an oversight or if it was on purpose, but it wasn't in the budget. If you meant it to be in the budget, please tell us so we can fix that. If they plant beach grass, they really have to go out and do it in April.
Correct.
Because there's no irrigation out there and it's dependent on rain. The time to do that is, here we did it the first week of April.
Right.
And then finally, last year, we planted the beach grass and then we tore the stairs down. We should try to think about the timing of that, or at least where we're going to plant the grass if we're going to be building in the bowl.
Right.
Because what we did when we tore down the stairs is we also damaged a lot of the fresh plantings that we just paid for. And
I thought the new grass went in the most recently acquired piece of property at the top,
and
but there weren't any stairs
where
there.
where did everybody go through? The bowl. The bowl is the most, the very top, yes.
That's where we put well, that's where we most recently put grass,
Yeah.
which actually is south facing.
Yep.
So,
So anyway, just
yep. No,
whatever you do, just think it
absolutely.
through, and the idea that there would be construction in theory this spring and in theory the fall of 2027. So
Got it.
like I said, if you want to do grass planting, just try to get on that tonight.
Yes.
So when I spoke to Prane Newhoff to make sure they've been informed of this change, because they had written a grant application for Area 1. And so I talked to Ken Bosma yesterday. We did a conference call this morning. They recommended that we apply for a passport grant to cover just the plateau or phase 2, the top of the dune. They said they think that will come in at $200K, which would mean 50,000 from us, up to 150K from the passport grant. The cap of the passport grant is 150. They also recommended that we apply simultaneously for a trust fund grant for both the plateau, Area 2, and the front, Area 3, the stairs from the parking lot to the top. They think that will come in about 450 to 500K, which is the right size for a trust fund grant. They say we can make the application simultaneously. If we get both of them, we can choose which one we want.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going to do that, we have to have a special board meeting next week, Thursday, to do a public hearing on the trust fund grant. But if you guys would encourage the board to do what you want the board to do, then we can take that into account next week, Thursday.
Okay. Okay.
Any questions for me?
Board meeting next Thursday?
If we're going to go for a trust fund grant, we have to have a public hearing before we can put in the application. The application's due April 1st. So if we're going to do that, we have to have a special board meeting next Thursday.
What was voted on last time?
We held a public
For the
hearing on
passport
the
grant?
passport grant.
For phase 2.
So we didn't, it's just a technicality that you have to have a public hearing before you
Right.
put in either type of grant, and we didn't include the trust fund grant in the public hearing.
I'm, given what's going on here, I'd like to have some of this information. I don't, I don't know what we're doing here. We just had a meeting for a passport grant, and now there's another grant for What's the next one for?
So the passport grant that the board approved was
Right,
to apply
the one that
for,
we asked for.
it was actually to do a passport grant for just area 2 and area 3, just the top of the dune and just the stairs up from the parking area.
Okay, so that's where I'm confused because I thought we were getting a grant to do the both stairs.
And the board decided it did not want to do that. It would rather pay for them so that it would get done in the spring of 2026 rather than the fall of 27 or the spring of 28.
I would like to see this all on paper or something because
So are we continuing with that grant? That passport grant is going through,
Yeah.
correct? And so we are tonight going to address the other grant for 450.
I think what would be good, so if you want to say that the grant application should only be for the easy stairs, you should say so tonight. If you are willing to consider standard wood as well as the easy stairs, you should say so tonight.
For which section? That's what's confusing here.
For area 2, top of the dune, and area 3 from the parking lot to the top of the dune.
Okay.
So for the front of the dune, the board put enough in theory to pay for wooden stairs. It didn't put enough in there to do the easy stairs. And I think as we talked about it and did it, it was because we were paying 100% out of our own pocket. If we were going to get 75% of it from the state, and particularly given the shifting sand problem on the top and the back is a much more significant issue than on the front. If you want us to go for the easy stairs setup for the top and the back, you should tell us.
Okay. All right. Anyone else?
I
Okay.
have one question. The passport grant and the trust fund grant, they're both come from the DNR, is that right?
Yes,
Okay, so
passport,
we can only choose one. We can't choose both of them,
we can apply for both of them.
but we can only take one.
If we get the trust fund grant, it will cover both area 2 at the top and area 3 at the bottom, plus landscaping. The passport grant is limited to 150. You don't get bonus points if you offer to pay more than 25%. You don't score any higher. So Pride and Newhoff thinks that the top of the dune plus planting at the top will take about 200K, which is the exact precise size for a passport grant.
I know that you can combine grants, like a federal grant and a DNR grant. I didn't know if you could combine the two DNRs. Okay,
And if you get the trust fund grant, you don't need the passport grant
correct.
because it's already covered.
Right.
And also if you want us to get the beach grass planting put into your budget, if that got overlooked rather than deliberately left out, please let us know. Okay,
Anything else for Mr.
I'm still
Ringenberg?
really confused. I'm sorry. I
No, that's all
I
right.
can't make all these meetings. You guys got meetings whenever now, all over the place. Some of us got to work for a living. I can't be at a 3 o'clock meeting. I can't be at a 5 o'clock.
Okay, ask
I
the
don't know.
clarifying questions.
So in our budget, you said there's 55,000 for property.
yes,
Is that just straight up money from the board or is that money that we already have from something else?
that is money from the general fund. We have a grant to acquire that property. It's subject to an appraisal. Stephanie has ordered an appraisal. This piece of property is on if you know exactly where the parking area is, it is just straight north from the parking area at Laketown Beach. And in fact, the parking area encroaches about 15 to 20 feet onto that lot, which is why it would be good to acquire it if we could, because otherwise there's a good,
Price is?
they're asking 210,
That was 4 lots.
one. We
One.
bought 3 already.
Very
think
small.
It's a
It's only
0.7 acre,
0.7,
7 acre lot, 0.7 acre lot.
For how much?
They want 210. The maximum grant amount we can get is 75% of the appraised value. The last appraisal we got, which was in the fall of 2024, came in at 200,000.
So the 55 would be a match?
55 would be 25% of the purchase price.
Okay,
Is
For
there,
your long-term planning, assuming we acquire that parcel, or even if we don't, we acquired the 3 parcels that we have without a plan. We just bought them. We get this 4th parcel, you really need to start thinking over the course of the next year, what you want to do there. Do you want picnic tables? Do you want to move the parking out of the parking lot and put it there? Which was an idea that Jeremy had that would enable us to better control the parking.
up the road.
Get it off the road, get it in a parking lot with, as Tom knows, the 55 or 45 parking spaces that it's limited to.
I don't think any of us were on parks for the previous 3
I don't think Parks at
acquisitions
the time ever talked about it.
because they didn't know.
I think the board of trustees in their wisdom just went out and bought them. And, but the idea would be for you guys to start thinking what's the highest, best use of that as part of Laketown Beach or distinct from Laketown Beach.
Well, and it'll be helpful once we see the appraisal and once you get the actual drawing to see where this all lays out. Because it doesn't stay flat there.
Oh, it's
It
not.
does drop off. So there, I don't,
So when you go off the end of the parking lot,
yep,
it goes way down and then it goes way up.
yep.
There's about a 20-foot elevation change and about 30 feet lateral. It's very, very steep side of a dune. So it's pretty impractical on the one that we might acquire, this last one. There's not much of a buildable area, but
Sure.
you can use it to access the other 3 lots.
so is there, other than like putting picnic tables and maybe using that space a little better? Is there any other reason? Is there a problem with us not owning that? I mean, I guess I don't
I think it-
understand.
Currently
Yeah,
using
we're
it
all-
and it's not
Stephen made the comment that part of our parking lot
on a property.
is already on that
The
property.
parking lot is on it.
Yes.
Not the outside of the parking lot, okay.
Yep.
I didn't catch that part.
So is that 210 is that a ridiculous number?
Absolutely 100%.
That seems high to me for point.
How big is it? How big
Is
is
it-
it?
0.7 acres. It's
0.7.
It's developable, right? Nobody. can
where there's no flat spots to put a septic field. You
Well, anyway.
Yeah.
you gotta have it, you gotta drill a well, you have to have some place for your septic. You have to have some place to access it from. You can't access it from Laketown Beach parking lot. Because
The access from your road?
the access is supposed to be from Van Wheelen Road, but there's a 14-foot drop off
Right, yeah.
at the northeast corner of that lot, and that is that is, you'd have to build a bridge to go down the hill. I think it's pretty unbuildable. I think the family that owns it, they inherited it. The tax, they pay a couple $100 a year in property taxes. And
Just wondering if we can,
Well,
I've tried.
we gotta first see what
Right.
the appraisal comes back at and
yeah, that'll make a big
we'll work.
difference.
Yep. Yep.
They listed it for 240. Get any bites. So
Adjacent to our beach parking lot.
anyway, whenever you think
Yep.
about the stairs, you think about 4 parts. You think about area 1, which is from the top of the dune down to the bowl. Area 2, which is the top
The plateau.
plateau. And area 3, which is from the from the parking area to the top.
Mhm.
The fourth consideration is all the landscaping and fencing,
Yes,
okay?
understood.
Because we gotta come up with money for all of that.
Okay,
Thank you all very much.
thank you very much.
Thanks for your service to
Yeah.
Laketown Town.
Yes. All right, we'll move on to number 6, staff reports. Stephanie, unmute yourself if there are things you'd like to share with us from the staff point of view. Okay. We'll move along. We've got the facilities report from Jeff. It's both sides. If you hadn't flipped over his report, there's both stuff for parks as well as non-park work that he's been doing. So you've all had a chance to review it. Do you have any questions on it? Sure.
It says he's checking pricing for riprap, asphalt millings and gravel for parking lots. I would recommend we not use millings, use crushed asphalt. I
Okay.
have dealt with that for years and years and years, and millings are a nightmare.
Okay.
Maybe cheap and you think it's wonderful, but it is not.
Okay.
Haven't we in the past used like diamond dust? Is that?
Oh, yeah, I'm talking for parking lots.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Crushed asphalt is not dusty,
Right.
like crushed concrete is. And it's the same price now, so.
Okay.
Make a suggestion. I use crushed asphalt to go back to the barn. So they
Mhm.
put in basically a driveway to go back there. It's great. The problem is that you have to get it when they're ripping up the roads. And that's not happening right now. It happens
Oh,
in
you
the
You can
summer.
get it all over town.
Right now?
Yep.
Okay. I wasn't able to get it until they ripped up roads.
Oh, no, there's M40's got it.
Okay. Yeah, I think
It's a-
crushed asphalt is definitely the way to go.
Oh,
Definitely.
What is riprap?
riprap is usually larger chunks of concrete. I don't know what he's using it
Larger
for.
chunks of
If
concrete?
he's using it for like waterways, they line waterways with it
Oh,
and stuff, so
got
it
it.
doesn't erode.
Understand.
I
Okay.
don't have any idea, but he's using it.
Nope. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do we know where that tent was pitched at Farview? Is that on the equestrian trail side or was that by the lake? Did it say
My
right that by the lake?
my understanding was in the southwest corner of the lake,
Okay,
but I don't have the exact location. All I know is it's been taken care of.
Yesterday, so.
yeah,
Well,
Okay.
it was taken care of.
Yep.
okay, good. It's the first time I hear about it.
Yeah, we probably talked about it when you were gone 2 months ago.
Oh,
It did come up. Because
Okay.
there had
The
been a
tent. So this is-
communication
It's a while ago.
asking about it. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Anything else with his report? Once again, yeah, words of thanks to Jeff for his efforts. It's great to know that he's out at each of these parks daily and just doing a quick walkthrough, checking on all the properties. And, yeah, just appreciate what he's done. So thanks to Jeff for that. Staff reports. Okay, we're moving on to number 7. Citizen comments and communication received. Anyone in the room wish to come up to the microphone and share with us? Okay, hearing none. Is there anyone online who wishes to speak? Unmute yourself. Neither have. Okay. We'll officially close Citizen comment and communication. Number 7. Go on to park reports. Just a friendly reminder, again, these are reports. We're not doing any decision-making or motions during this time. Okay, go ahead, Mary Jo.
Okay, Sanctuary Woods. I walked through the lower portion and saw this big red thing, like, what is that? And it's a big red heart that was painted on the old railroad crossing. I was thinking, it looks like it's been painted over multiple times. And I was thinking maybe we should actually get somebody to do some nice mural work on there. Maybe it'll keep them from covering it up and get some of these graffiti artists to do it.
Okay.
So, something that's not red.
Share those with me electronically.
Sure.
Pass those along to Jeff.
Okay. And that's pretty much it for Sanctuary.
Okay.
It's quiet over there.
Mhm.
I went over to Walters Woods when there were some children playing on the merry-go-round,
Yes.
and there were 6 little kids about 3, 4, 5 years old, and they were desperately turning that merry-go-round around. And one child was sitting in the middle, so they were turning that one child.
Mhm.
So I talked to the parents and I said, what gives, do the kids, when did it break? And how often do they come? I said, well, we come all the time. They love playing on it. So today I went over there and I took a picture underneath of the merry-go-round. And if you want to take a look, it looks like it's sunk. And it's running against the concrete that's under.
Jeff has shared a similar picture with me
Okay.
a couple weeks ago.
So it seems that whatever is in the center, the post that might be in the center, must have gone through.
The bearings are shot.
Okay. Can those bearings be
No.
replaced?
Too old.
Bad
And
because,
if you try to manufacture something on your own or work with a shop to get something else done, then you run into issues with insurance and liability.
right, okay.
So Jeff is working on removing that when the weather turns.
Okay, I suggest that we look into replacing it with something similar. The kids love this. And I think that it should probably be replaced with one of the things that you showed us, the
Sure.
whirlers.
Yep. We'll, yeah, first, I mean, Jeff and I talked about it and I just said the first thing needs to be, it's got to be removed for safety reasons. And then,
Kids are going to be unhappy.
well, yep, there's other playgrounds in town.
Actually, the parents told me that there are no other playgrounds with merry-go-rounds.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I think that would be something that we should consider replacing.
sure. No, that's good. But yeah, if you share both, you can share both of those with me electronically. That would be great.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope,
No,
that's it.
you're good. Sherry?
Heiser Farm, the Porta Johns tipped over. We need to get that picked up.
Okay.
And
When did you observe that?
served that for the last 3 days.
Okay. All right. No, it just,
Windy.
yep. Okay.
I think there's still some shingles missing from that gazebo, but
Once we hit spring, that will probably get taken care of. Usually don't do those replacements during the winter, but
and Laketown Beach, there's a sign. The sign looks like somebody ran it over, knocked it, hit it with a car, or backed into it or something. The sign that instructs people to park on the road and not only in the designated parking place. Let me see, I took a picture of it. Get the exact wording, what is it?
Is it on the south side of the road as you're leaving the parking lot?
Yeah, the beach, capacity limit sign. It's like
Yep.
this.
Yep.
Just
That's
maybe we
probably
need
a
to,
snowplow.
yeah.
Yeah, could be.
There's somebody backed it up into it, hit it.
Okay.
We need to get that
Yep.
right. I was also
Okay.
wondering if we could ever get a bike rack.
Yep. Again, another thing that's on Jeff's list because we've talked about it.
Well, that bike rack that's currently there was handmade. It's not, I mean, it's just made with 2x4s and
Yep.
sunk in.
Yep.
So,
But it's on Jeff's
Weird.
list to handle once we get the spring thaw. Right now is not a good time to try to.
I was also wondering too about Heiser. There's no posting of dogs should be on leashes. And I go there and there's just dogs running
Hmm?
everywhere.
Yeah,
I
all of
know
our
it's a rule,
parks.
there's no posting of any signage there saying that. And I mean, I used to have a dog that was a rescue dog and it did not like other dogs. And people would have dogs that would run up to, and my dog would go crazy because it thought it was getting attacked. And it's just something I think we need to post there.
Okay. All right.
I was just there the other day and dogs are running around with people.
Were they getting along with each other?
These were separate-ish parts of the park, but it
No,
would be good to
no,
have them on.
It
a
is,
leash.
it is a rule that we have for all of our parks, whether it's posted or not. But we can take that up with Jeff.
Yeah, wonderful. And that's it. That's my,
Okay, sweet. Thank you. Tom,
Bike paths, lots of gravel. Just as a reminder for Jeff, the new bike path on Blue Star, there's a section that has a lot of gravel on it, like dangerously a lot. It's that way of the bridges between the parking.
east,
West, that way's west, right?
yeah, I know. North, south,
which way are you talking on?
crossroad.
It's
the new
it's
section-
about in the middle of the new section of the bike path.
Between the highway,
Oh, over on Blue Star.
the east, right? Okay, I'm just trying to get your directions.
By the parking
The
lot.
Shangri-La to the parking lot bike path.
Yes, got it.
So anyway, just, there's a lot in that one.
Yep.
Couple spots that are really bad. And I know I'm sure it's on a list somewhere, but I just don't want him to forget about that chunk of.
Oh, right.
bike path, cause I
Nope.
think that gets forgotten.
That's
Sure.
right from the plow too, huh?
Oh, I'm sure. Well, it looks like it washed
Oh,
from that area to the south and washed across the path.
had a little rain.
Yep.
Okay,
I just happened to notice that last week. Town hall, I see, maybe this is where we discussed this too. I see it says on here, start cleanup of the old township hall property. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume that we're not having the neighbors clean up their own mess. We're gonna just do it ourselves and pay for it.
what he has cleaned up is along the road and under the utility line. The piece and the section on both sides of the property up by the road
Oh,
that
gotcha.
we talked about having done by volunteers, and Jeff said, it's not that big of a project. I have some time. I'm gonna go out there and do it.
He's got a tractor too. It makes it a lot easier.
So
Okay. so
that's what he's
that's-
working on.
Okay.
That's what
Thank
he's
you.
working on. He's
Thank
getting
you.
that taken care of.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, everything here is just springtime stuff, so.
Yep,
There was people playing pickleball the other day when it was super nice out, so.
for sure. Was it windy out?
Wasn't too bad last Tuesday when it was like
Good.
65
70.
degrees or whatever.
Good.
About 70.
Anything else?
Nope.
Great, thank you. Michael?
Parview, I know, we're waiting for the spring thaw also, because there is a tree, and I mentioned a couple, maybe a month ago, maybe 3 months ago, a tree between bridge 3 and 4. Didn't take a picture, but I'll send it for next meeting. unless he's gonna see it between now and.
If you happen to be out there sooner rather than later and can get a picture and,
I have one from last week or so.
okay,
Yeah,
share it with me
okay.
and we can pass it along.
Yeah, okay. And then with Farview, there's another picture. Well, I'll take another picture. The equestrian bridge.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, there's 2 holes in it. So, and I don't think that one's been addressed either, but winter thaw. So, other than that, people are using it. There's always 1 or 2 cars there, which is nice. Shore Acres, there, I took a picture of it, but I didn't send it. I don't know if that's our property or not. Couple power lines, speaking of wind. Well, one power line with either 1 or 2 poles, I can't remember, are really slanted. It looks like it might be on Felt Mansion's property, right along that gravel road. I'm not sure where the property lines are.
Which gravel road?
The gravel road that is just north of Felt Mansion, in front of it. You know where the dumpsters are? Right there, there's a gravel road with the gate. So
Which side of the road? Closer to the felt or?
closer to the Felt. So I'll send a picture anyway, because it might be a little
Have,
burning.
have you ever used Google Earth?
Yeah.
You could look, the best way to, so we can help Jeff with this as well, is
Boundaries.
even with stuff at Farview.
Yeah.
If you can pull up Google Earth and you can change the times over the years, and so you can sometimes
Oh,
find
really?
Google Earth without any foliage on trees, so you can start to make out trail stuff like that. If we start using something like that as well, it may be a little bit easier for Jeff to identify where it's at. So the same thing with the felt. If
Yeah.
you were able to grab that,
Yeah. Okay, good. That's,
just
tip.
an idea,
yeah, that's a good idea.
but it's very difficult. We see it individually. We all see it differently. Pass it along to him and then trying to give him some kind of idea of location and where stuff's at becomes a bit more challenging. So
Okay.
anything we can do to help
Yeah.
him identify.
Yeah, and then I have not had a chance, or not me, but again, Winter, walked the grounds to see where a little more understanding of where the boundaries are between felts and all that.
Okay. Right?
Other than that, I mean, Shoreview is in great shape.
Okay.
I counted only 4. I always seem like I count less than 5 dumpster, trash.
There are 5 there. There's
Say
one
that, but
along
when I
the,
go there, I never count 5.
2 along the west side and then 2 in the parking lot.
I only counted 4, but I don't know if that's a big deal or not, if they charge per can or so.
Oh, yes.
I'm counting.
All right.
That's
Okay.
about it.
Thank you all for your commitments as well to visiting these parks on occasion between our meetings. It's super helpful. Another set of eyes in addition to what Jeff does daily. Appreciate all of your efforts. Then on to new business. Winter programming this past week, Saturday was the last
Yes.
for winter programming. So I asked Mary Jo to give us a brief
We went out with
report
a bang.
of just how it went this winter, and
Yes.
then we'll move on.
Let's see, the Talking Sticks workshop was held at Carriage House. We had 13 participants. Everybody seemed to enjoy themselves. The Treating Woody Invasives in January, we had 15 participants. February was Oakville. We had 8 participants, and then we had a couple that showed up on Tuesday thinking that it was Tuesday. Then this last one, March 1, the culinary garden presentation, 42 people, and they were all very interactive. Lots of questions, very interested, and they seemed very happy. It took me a long time to get them out of the carriage house.
42, you said?
42.
Nice.
Okay, my observation is that any presentation that involves food, people show
Mhm.
up for. Even if you don't give them food, they'll show up for.
Sure.
The Conservation District ones seem to be more attended by Laketown residents, mainly because we have bigger properties and they are usually where we're dealing with the invasive species. I do have some thoughts for next year. I was thinking along the food-related one, maybe get someone from Cranes or Bowerman's regarding fruit trees and bushes. I don't know what we could do with them, but I could talk to them.
Sure.
I get asked constantly about chickens. And I'm telling you, people are always asking me about chickens. What can I do? How do I set it up? Whatever. I can give a presentation for first-time chicken owners, because I've done it all and had made all the mistakes. And let's see, another one, I was thinking of bringing Ottawa Conservation District back with Muriel Gabarino. She's very knowledgeable. I'll talk to her about what's on the horizon, what she sees. And let's see, hands-on workshop. I was thinking maybe doing a painting, hands-on, like the talking stick.
Hands-on.
We could bring Jeanette Loescher back for medicine bags, or we could maybe get Kathy Kingsley to do a painting workshop. So those are my thoughts for this next coming year. I haven't made any plans, it's just things that
Right.
I was thinking about.
Now, this past winter, first time or second?
Second,
Second time. So you've got 8 different opportunities approximately that we've had or done over the last 2
we've done
years.
7.
Or 7.
We did 8.
So, no, that'd be great. I'm always intrigued by the numbers of people that show up for these, and then wondering if there's any way, without asking too much of people that show up, to be able to capture where people are from. Your comment about the invasives, the oak wilt, dealing with stuff that we're dealing with in Laketown seems to be residents. I'm just always curious where the 42 come from.
Right.
Just to have an idea what kind of range we're drawing from, where people are seeing it. Just to have an idea, not.
Was someone from Wood TV? Didn't you tell me that, Jim? The
Yes,
first-
that was the
yes.
highest one, when Wood TV ran it. That ran up the website, so we got a lot of hits.
Oh, for the last one.
Right, and there was somebody from there that came.
Oh, wow.
Anyone that gets a TV.
I'm wondering if we could do more on like planting and getting people, because when we had that invasive workshop, there were people who came later, programs going, oh, what can we do about doing our getting rid of our invasives? So I'm wondering if we could do more in controlling invasives, just to help our community, because we do have, not just in our parks, but our
Right.
residents have a bad issues with invasives. And so maybe we can have a program to help that. And also I was hoping we could do a program in helping to bring in native plantings and species. So maybe we should talk with the Allegan Conservation. I know they've been running a few programs on that. And I think that would be a very good thing, because there's a lot of construction going on in Laketown, and some people want to put in more native species and help the wildlife
I
out.
can ask when I talk to them from either Ottawa or Allegan Conservation District to see what they can do for that. And I mean, it's a good idea. I mean, I'd love to see more native plants and get rid of some of these things that are being overtaken by the invasive.
Yeah, yeah.
You ever work with, I think I got this at one of the events at the cottage, Benjamin Sauveid?
Yeah, he was the one who did the oak wilt.
Okay,
And
okay,
he came in to do the oak wilt one.
Shared those
Yes,
cards with us.
yes.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, he was, he's very good. And if you have any problems with any of your trees in any of the parks that you want to, what's going on here, just call him up. He'll come out and take a look for you. And
Very-
you can even do it on your own property.
The talking sticks one, I know there was some talk before that happened. Was 13 the limit?
There was, we had originally limited to 10, but then we opened it up for people who didn't want to actually
Right.
make the sticks
Right.
to 20, and we had 14 or 15 that reserved and 13 that showed up.
So there was more than 13 people there then? Or
No, there were 13 that
okay.
came. There were
So-
15, I believe, that reserved.
have to turn anybody away that?
No,
Okay, that was my only thing.
Not everybody could make one.
Right.
no.
Yeah.
No, I had,
Discussed
for
that,
this,
Brandon.
for this last one, I had a sign-in sheet, and I figured as soon as I filled up the in sheets, that's when I was going to lock the door. But I didn't have to do that.
So, I've had a lot of people, and including my wife, they would all like to see the mushroom guy again.
Really?
I guess that was a pretty full house.
They just had that in Saugatuck and it was they had it down in
Then
Douglas.
My other
This-
one that I have a couple people that asked me was, maple syrup.
Ah, I have a maple syrup guy.
And there is a maple syrup guy right on 140th that, I mean, I could talk to Mike and I'm sure he would.
Oh, maple syrup's very
I
interesting.
mean, there's a lot of people doing it around here.
Yeah.
But right now is the time to do that, though.
Well, it's
Well, this
too
is-
late now,
Yeah.
but it.
Right,
I mean,
right, but for
winter-
next
for
year, we
next
could,
spring.
we
Like a
could plan,
December or January program,
Right.
that would,
right.
just a suggestion. Anyway, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Mary Jo. It was a great idea 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Nice, nice run of 2 years. Just to, I mean, we've gotten some great ideas here, but anything else that comes to mind from any of you, let's share them with Mary Jo and, yeah,
I think
there's
it's
no reason why you can't start sooner rather than later. Start next fall or sooner, setting stuff up for the winter. And we'll line up Wood TV 8 for every one of them.
doing a great job, Mary Jo. Yeah, this last one, over 40 people. It's awesome.
That one
Okay.
was great.
Thank you. All right. On to new business B and the Sanctuary Woods tree work. Jeff has asked for some quotes for the work, both the work that was done previously from the storm damage, and then also he has alerted us to a split trunk beach that's located between the parking lot, along the path, over to the first bridge, I believe, that
Correction. There's
south.
several south. of
I
that.
think it's the south.
Okay.
And so he's gone out and gotten some quotes, and I'm going to share with you the email that he sent today for our consideration. After reviewing the quotes that we received for the tree work that needs to be completed at Sanctuary Woods, I believe we have a quote that should be considered and awarded, and that would be to Axeman. Axeman is $25 more than the closest quote. They can complete the work in a timely manner, meeting the township's current budget deadline. Axeman is easy to work with and always willing to accommodate our needs and requests. Total cost for the oak trees to be cut and disposed of, along with cutting and removal of the beech tree near the exit of the parking lot, will be $5,500. Upon completion, the oak tree removal, I will treat the stumps to help reduce the chances of any oak wilt infiltration. So,
Jeff, who's treating it?
yes. And so he's gone through the work and checked on and gotten some quotes to get an idea. This is his recommendation, and I'd like to move forward with that cleanup of both of those sites for just the look of the place and the entrance there, as well as the safety of that other beech tree. Kind got some damage.
Second that.
Okay. Any further discussion or questions?
I've seen the tree that he's talking about, and I didn't recognize it at first that it was damaged until I went around the other side, and it is pretty damaged. There's another one that's on the opposite side too, which I keep waiting for it to fall down. But I think it's hung up in some other trees, so it's going to be a while before that comes down.
The split trunk one he was most concerned
Yeah,
about for
Yeah,
safety.
I agree.
And
it's
anybody
really
that came out to
great.
look at it and give a quote agreed.
On your motion, my motion is to move with the cleanup of both sites. Could you be, for me, more specific on what sites you were talking about?
So the sites that I explained or I mentioned just a little earlier, it was the storm damage work at the entrance primarily to the park that needs to be finished up. And then near the exit is the oak tree that's in between the parking lot and the first bridge. That's,
That the
yeah,
beech
the
tree?
beech tree that's got the split trunk.
Thank you. I was confused.
Yep, no.
This is beach.
The beech tree, that's a safety issue. The oak is the cleanup from storm damage. Yeah, you're very welcome. Any further question, discussion? All those in favor of moving forward with Jeff's recommendation for the tree cleanup signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That passes. Beautiful. Share that with Jeff and work to get that cleaned up. All right, then new business C is maintenance budget items that we may have yet before the end of the year. We just approved of one. There is still, as far as we understand, there's still monies available. If there's anything else outstanding at any of the parks that you cover that you think we should encourage Jeff to address.
Can we get the asphalt?
Crushed, I can ask.
At last time we mentioned the bridges at Farview, putting slag or whatever
Sure.
slag in there.
Okay.
Would that be maintenance?
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Doesn't have to be all of it, depending on how
Right.
much money we have,
yep.
especially the ones that have the lower, that sink.
Mhm. Okay. Anything else there? Okay, pass that along. Then on to old business. The only thing with the memorial trees is Jeff continues to grab some quotes. It's become a bit more challenging than what he anticipated. We have two. He's looking to see if he can't get a third. So continue to work with that. And we do have that one inquiry yet of interest to plant a tree here on site. So continue to work at that and hopefully we'll have more to share next month. All right. And I was supposed to hold one moment. Okay, so moving on to old business B, continued business with the Laketown beach stairs. What I am understanding is there's a couple of things that we need to discuss and give direction to, and I'm going to try to make sense of all this, just having learned about the trust fund possibility when Stephen reported to us. So that's brand new. First things first, you've all met, I think, over the course of meetings that we've had, Matt Lewandowski. He is finishing up his work at Prine and Newhoff on Friday. And so somebody new is going to be coming on to assist with the beach stairs, grant work, etc. So that change is occurring, and I wanted to make sure that you are all aware of that. Then I think probably the first thing to address is the question that Stephen had about the beach grass.
Bring that
And
first.
I will say this, that I don't know that it was an oversight on our part. It wasn't something that we specifically were looking at because we were in the midst of where are the stairs going? What are they going to do? Where do we need dune grass? And in my opinion, is dune grass the thing? Are there places that we really need that on the dunes right now versus the, I'll never get this right, the red bark,
Red stick dog.
the red stick dogwood. So, yeah, we want to consider that and make sure we communicate back to the board if that's something we want to try to do. The only concern as well that I have is finding that dune grass at this point can be a challenge as it's quickly becoming time for that to be planted. It's not always readily available. But that being said, what are the feelings of the commission?
Well, I feel like we're not jumping all over it because we have this larger plan, this larger landscape plan, and I realize that it would be great to have all kinds of money to put all kinds of grass in every year, but in the meantime, stuff's moving. But you know, I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place in my head because we have this larger plan. That's been all figured out and we've paid to have it all figured out. So I don't, and again, I don't know where that money's coming from. It's just all of a sudden, if you want beach grass, we can have some. That's
Our original.
kind of the way he made it sound, like if we want beach grass, they're gonna give us,
Yep.
I'm so confused by this whole thing that's going on right now because I feel like this board is being walked on by the main board.
Stay right here with the beach grass for just a minute,
Okay.
because we'll get to that in just a moment, if
Yep.
that's all right. I just don't want to, I want to try to make best use of our time and get
Yep.
some answers. So what else? What about dune grass?
Saw some things online about netting that had beach grass that was either, I don't know if it was seeded with the beach grass or if you actually had to put the beach grass in once you put the netting down. But the netting is biodegradable and it would also help to keep people off of it. So I was thinking if we were going to go with anything, any kind of grasses, that maybe we should look into the netting with the beach grass to them off and then focus on an area that needs it, that's going to be out of the way of any construction that would be happening.
I think here probably the biggest question we have to ask. I appreciate that idea and that would be great. I don't know if we can investigate that in the time frame we need to put something down for this year. But are we aware of any areas immediately that needs dune grass attention this spring? I mean, well, right, but I mean, with the time frame that we have.
And we're talking area 1, correct, for dune grass?
No.
Whatever.
Wherever.
Well, area 1 is the
Below
Down by the beach.
Correct, but that's the area we don't want to do any planting if we're going to put in any beach stairs.
yeah, but I would say they'd be flanking the stairs or the easy.
Right, but you couldn't do that until the stairs were really put in, and by that time, it's going to be too late for that grass to take.
So what Steve's saying for this trust fund, that is the easy stairs, right? It is back and top.
Okay, wait,
Wait,
you're going on to stairs. I want to stay on the beach grass.
But we're talking about the trust fund also, right? Or not? Because that was the only thing that's giving us landscaped.
No, he was talking about putting money for the beach grass into our budget, that it
Yes.
wasn't put into our budget.
In
for this year.
addition to all of the grants, do we want $30,000 to invest into beach grass? That's the issue
For
right
this
now.
year.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Was our original,
If they are
our
offering
original
it,
proposal, did that have landscaping in it? That what the board turned out?
There is some included in there, yeah.
Oh, it has to be done.
We
I
don't know
thought-
that they're offering it. They just asked if it was an oversight or if it was,
it was an oversight. I think we were dealing with Stephanie doing the budget, and I think we just kind of.
where
We've
would you
had
like,
this-
where would you like to plant, what areas would you like to plant the beach grass in?
I would like to see some growth, regrowth in where the old beach stairs used to go up the hill, and there are just trails where people just climbing up there and meandering
them off
down
that
and
hill?
just.
How do you keep them off of going there?
We have never been very successful at keeping them off of any of our beach grass that we have planted. That's one thing I will say. So this will be another challenge. But do we
That-
want, the
that's
question is do
necessary.
we want to
Okay,
propose putting in some more grass?
all right, well, I'll entertain, and if somebody has something to put forward, otherwise we're gonna move on. And for this year, we won't be adding any beach grass.
Is it possible to put the beach grass in the fall?
Doesn't rain as much in the fall
But
typically.
it's also dormant.
Anytime we've planted beach or
It's
dune
been
grass, it's
spring.
been spring
Right, because
primarily,
that's
very
when the
early.
winds really start in the fall, winter. I wouldn't get established.
Oh,
So you're asking us where?
What? No, I'm asking if, and then if so, where do you want this planted? Because we can't just go and, I don't believe, we can't go to the board and ask them for more dune grass if we don't have an idea of where we're gonna place it and how we're gonna keep it semi-secure. Because otherwise, it's just gonna get damaged again. Recognizing that the last two times we've done plantings, and I don't know, you've been around maybe for, maybe not either of them. We did an area to the north up against the property of the owner to the north of Laketown Beach. And we also did some at the top of the dune of the most recently acquired property, which is on a slope in an area where we haven't seen a lot of traffic. But every other space currently has a lot of traffic. So yeah, I'd love to plant more dune grass, but we've got to have a plan for where it's going and how we're going to protect it effectively and deal with pending construction.
We're not professionals, but I believe when we got all those quotes, that, like you said, it was area 1 and up to the top with the stairs. So I don't know why we would be any different than those areas. Yeah.
So now that I'm thinking about this, we have not done anything to my knowledge to where they tore the old stairs out. So that would be the only place I could see us really wanting to get something done. Just to stabilize that area. I haven't been out there in a while, so I don't know what it looks like, but
Sure.
I would imagine there's probably a bulb patch that goes up the dune and a bulb patch that goes down.
Really, there's grasses that grew underneath of the stairs, so there's still grass that's there.
Okay,
I think most of the grass, from what I've seen from the water, most of the grass that's gone is gone on the north side of that dune, where
Right.
people have gone through.
so
all
we don't
over the
have like a
place.
Again, I haven't been out there, so we don't, there's not like this bulb patch that goes up and down.
No.
Oh, okay, well, that was.
There
I was
is a
worried
bulb
about
patch
this.
going up. What I have observed in the last, I've gone out to the beach all winter long. Right now, the grass and everything that's going down into the parking is now all sand. There was beach grass, it's all sand now. It's just going right down into the parking lot.
And that's the nature of the dune and moving,
Yeah,
not necessarily people, but
Can't beat it, but we can slow it down on the other side.
Right.
okay. I'll entertain a motion if there's one out there, otherwise we'll move on.
I motion that we plant dune grass on section 1 up to 2, the top platform. Yeah,
Okay, how much are you wanting to ask for from the board to do that?
well, did we say 30,000?
That's what
That's what we were
previously
told.
we have done
But we
that.
were told that.
What we've
it
done in
is,
the past.
and Steve knows that's what it would cost, and I don't know how much it costs, but
What we've done in the past.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor,
let's go for 30,000 then.
okay, to ask the board for an additional 30,000 to plant dune grass at Laketown Beach. Does that sound good, Jim?
And
Is there a,
section 1 and 2 up to 2.
oh, section 1 and 2 of the stairs.
One section.
Is there a second for the motion on the floor?
Seconded.
Okay, further discussion?
Can I ask where do we categorize that under for this last year?
Capital outlay.
Yeah, is that our capital outlay
Believe so, yes. No, that was contracted services last year.
contract?
It was a contract from the year before. It was a 2-year contract.
Right. Because,
This my comment on this would be. Right now, about the other money things we're dealing with. Try to think about the, best, wisest use of our money in the township. I have a lot of people crabbing about wasted taxpayer dollars, anyway. I think that's a tough one for me. If there's not a bald trail going up and down like I expected there would be, I just don't see it until we get farther along in this whole process and get this all sorted out. Money wise.
You mean stairs instead of landscaping?
Well, that's part of the stairs. To me, that's part of the stairs thing is the landscaping thing. And we have to do that after we're done anyway. I mean, it's gotta still be done. And I'm just thinking, are we getting the cart before the horse? I mean, there's gonna be a big mess during construction, that stuff's gonna get torn up and it's gonna have to get fixed afterwards anyway. What am I looking at?
Okay,
Oh, gotcha, okay. Oh, that's not so bad. I thought it was way worse than that.
okay, any other discussion, questions to the motion that's on the floor? Ready to vote? Jim, would you please read back what you have for the motion, just so we're clear?
Ask the board for additional $30,000 to plant dune grass on section 1 to section 2, the top platform.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay? Nay. The motion does not pass. Everybody voted? Okay. All right. Now getting to the beach stairs specifically and the request Stephen had from the board going forward. We've also been joined on the phone via Zoom by Ron Bolche. Any questions that we may have in regards to the RFP / bid, and how we proceed going forward? Because there was no suggestion tonight that there was a particular RFP or anything that we had to go with. So so I know that there are some questions out there. Thank you, Ron, for calling in and being with us. I'll open it up the floor if there's anyone that's got questions in regards to the process with the beach stairs for Ron.
I'm confused as to what our process is at this point. We got together a plan, we had meetings, we dug deep and we did research and we had engineers and we discussed a lot of things and we're all kind of knowledgeable now about a little bit about dunes and things. And we asked for money from the board to do what we decided was best. And the board changed it. I feel like our toes kind of got stomped on here. Now everything's 11th hour. Because this grant stuff all changed. That's not what we asked for. I'm not sure how all this is working now. It seems as if the board is driving the parks. We are elected officials. I thought that was our job to decide what was happening at the parks. MCL 41.426A. Recreation Board function. Township boards can authorize the Parks Commission to act as the official recreation board, allowing them to manage, operate, and plan recreational activities and facilities. I'm just going to read a little part of that. So the township has chosen to elect us to manage the parks. I guess my biggest problem is we're not managing the parks. The board is managing the parks. And they don't have the knowledge that we have on the decisions that we're making. So I guess I'm super confused as to what's really happening here and what our place is here. I guess the email that we got from, thank you for the email today, Ron. I guess that kind of answered. Did it again. That's not it. There's a lot in here about the bidding process, and I've looked into, RFP versus bid package. There's a big difference there. What the township put out was not our RFP. We didn't vote on it, but it was an RFP with and it said bid package in it. So I was really confused about what that actually was. I did stuff before and it's.
Ron, can you clarify for us that document as it was listed as an RFP, but it also had bid language in it?
I cannot. I have not. I don't think I've seen that document.
You didn't help create that?
A document from the township board regarding stairs.
The bid or the RFP package, the request for proposal for building of stairs.
That was released by I did not prepare that document. I
Okay.
did not.
Okay.
And I don't believe I've seen it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Anything else?
I guess my question, I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase my question. Who holds the power to make the decisions on what happens in the parks, I guess?
Well, we are working in conjunction because the main board controls the monies and
Right.
that they're asking us for our best advice as to how to proceed in things.
But are we an advisory board?
I can't answer that for you. I can just, my
Ron?
observation as to what's going on. I think currently right now we need to discuss whether we want to go ahead with the trust fund
We will
grant
get there in
because-
just a moment. And we're just trying to decipher our role with this in Parks. And while we have Ron on the phone, I want to address that. And then
Is
we'll get
Ron
to-
going to be able to, he's.
Ron, are you able to give us
He
any
can give us any
insight into how
direction.
this all works in Tom's question?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a very pertinent question. I think to a degree, you are not technically an advisory board. However, because you don't have independent funding, and you obviously can't accomplish anything without getting funding, you are a board or a body that needs to get the approval of another board in order to accomplish anything in reality. That's just the way the state of Michigan set up the procedure. They specifically do give parks commissions authority. They don't necessarily take authority from the township board. And specifically they give, the law does give the township board the authority to control the money. So you do have, when money is budgeted to you, you have the ability to use that money as given to you by the board according to your discretion. But as to anything beyond your budget, you have to work hand in glove with the board or things won't get accomplished. And I think that's the political reality.
Right. And I completely understand that. I guess part of my question is based on the fact that we've made decisions and we've asked the board for money because that's what we do. And they said no. But now they seem to be driving what's happening in the parks. Being very specific as to what's going to happen. So I guess.
And what is that? Because Ron wasn't on the call. What are you speaking to, just so that he's aware?
Well,
He wasn't on the call.
oh, true. What we asked for and what the Parks Board asked for in the grant is now a whole different part of the project. And so things are changing with a vote from the board. Specific jobs are changing. I guess my question is I understand what you're saying about they hold the purse strings. I get that. But don't we make the decisions and then do what we feel proper with the money we're given? Or does the board have the right to make decisions for the parks without us approving it?
Well, the board certainly, again, the statute doesn't take away authority from the township board. So I think the township board does remain in play with regard to regulation of parks. And with regard to grants, obviously it takes, and there's a process to go through with making a grant. Depending on the grant, there's probably a local match, which obviously takes township board approval to pay. I think that the reality is, and I don't know any steps taken by the board. I was aware of your discussion or review of bids. What was that, last fall or something? Maybe, I'm not sure. I've not been aware of anything since then. I've not been aware of board activity. it seems to me that it would require that right now a board Parks Commission discussion is warranted and would be a good thing to have to say, how can we work together on this?
Right. The problem I have is this is all 11th hour stuff now at this point. And decisions have been made
Because
that I
yeah.
don't know if we can reverse them. I mean,
Well, as far as the passport grant goes, the decision, from what I understand from Stephanie, is there's a meeting tomorrow afternoon to discuss the potential switch
Thought it was board approved.
or changed. That's what they would like to do.
Oh, okay. I thought it was already board approved.
so did I.
The trust
Well,
fund
that's what the-
needs to be approved.
yes.
They have a meeting. for both
Correct,
trusts.
but they have a meeting with the passport here.
Okay.
They have a Teams meeting tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock with Prina Newhoff to discuss the passport grant direction we can take, if we can take one, if we can.
I thought the board,
And how
they passed that on the board that to go ahead with that.
Yes, but it's working with the DNR passport grant that the questions are coming up, and that's what's happening tomorrow afternoon. So there's a desire, but I don't know that things are finalized. Stephanie can jump in anytime she'd like if she's got any additional comments in regards to that meeting
Jim,
tomorrow
what Tom
afternoon.
was saying, why are we just getting this information right now? It's not acceptable. It's just not acceptable.
Now, I appreciate their desire to want to try to help with this, but yeah, we've been aware of some additional funds for just a little bit.
One thing we do
longer,
have
so-
to understand is the board unanimously voted to shift money in 26-27 budget, raising the amount for capital outlay in the Parks Commission section of the budget
Yep.
from 105 to 175 to cover construction of steps from the top of the dune to the shore.
Right.
So we have money.
Yep.
Right?
Have enough.
Just
We-
enough.
We
maybe.
don't have enough.
For the stairs, what was the
So is there, I don't want to keep Ron
RFPs
any.
were within there? Within.
I don't want to keep Ron on the call any longer than is necessary. If anybody, and then we'll grab it right from there. So don't forget that, Michael. Anybody else have any questions for Ron? Otherwise, we can dismiss him with thanks for coming and joining the call. We're all set? Thank you.
Well, I was happy. I was happy to join you. I wish I could. I just can't really talk about much in terms of recent developments.
Understood. Understood.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you all.
You
Take
bet.
care.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Go ahead.
Thought about reading that after his call, but no, I mean, we have 105, it's 175,000 to
Right.
cover.
There's
construction.
just a number of things that are up in the air, right? We heard from Stephen tonight that
Right.
we're waiting on price on that piece of land
That too.
that we're looking to acquire because the 175 includes the matching dollars for that. Also, so that you're all aware, that land acquisition grant that we've had extensions made previously. And so we have ability to use any of the money that's remaining in there, which is a decent amount yet with our match, has to be used up by June. Has to be used by June, excuse me. Otherwise, it'll just be gone. So that's why that's in there, but we don't know the answer to that. As to whether or not we're going to purchase it. If all of a sudden we wouldn't, and we'd have 175,000 in the approved budget for stairs, we may be able to consider more than one contractor. And that was the question that you were asking.
That's specifically for stairs.
Right, but we got different RFPs
Right.
in different amounts.
There's to piggyback off you, there's a lot going on. Could we have a line item on all of these items, these grants, and information about them, their due dates?
Those
We
are
know their due
Amount.
dates, April 1.
all-
450,000 for the DNR trust fund, up to.
I would still like an itemized.
You
if I
can get those on, if you go into the DNR website and look under grants, then you can see on the bottom of the page that has the list of the different grants, and go under passport grant, and then there'll be a handbook. And in the handbook, it's like the first maybe 3 or 4 pages that gives you an entire schedule.
In the short term, between now and when the deadline is in a couple of weeks, I don't know how helpful it'll be, other than the link that Mary Jo is talking about by going to the DNR website. It is very easy to pull that up and to be able to find that information. We just, and we can get a spreadsheet out, but we
Right.
don't know what for sure we're applying for yet, and that's what the decision has to be tonight.
I have 170K. I have 120K for the stairs, depending on the grant. There's the passport grant, the trust funds.
Yep.
There's a lot going on still.
Oh,
That's
for
the
sure.
whole DNR. I think.
Those are both DNR, the grants.
Well, the grants, but 170K, 120, us internally, itemized list of all of these dollars. What's the 170K?
So
I was quickly writing down, all I wrote was 170K.
I was doing the same thing you were, I think he's asking for the same thing I was asking for.
Okay,
Where are we, what has happened? Where are we at? We've
In-
made decisions and then they've changed them. So I don't know where we can stand with it.
well, so what Stephen shared tonight, in our new budget that has been approved, we have $170,000 split between the construction of beach stairs and the matching dollars needed for the land acquisition grant.
I get that.
Well, I'm answering it for Michael because he
So
was
that
at.
makes it solid.
Okay.
Thank you.
But I guess what I'm wondering is what's actually happening right now? Is the land acquisition, are they getting a number, what it's worth? Is that being worked on?
Yeah, that's what Stephen reported tonight.
Okay.
And what I,
So then, I don't know, we voted on doing something and then the board changed it. So I don't know where we stand on what we're actually,
my understanding right now is, though the board has switched gears, my understanding from the meeting that's taking place tomorrow, it sounds like that's still being discussed with Prine and Newhoff. Why? I don't know, because we haven't been involved in the grant process itself.
that's not a
Which-
public meeting.
It would need to be a public meeting if we switched our focus from the bowl stairs construction to the plateau and the stairs to the parking lot. Anytime you apply for a grant, whatever information is in the grant and the request being made has to be put forward in front of a public gathering, a public meeting for residents to give feedback.
Right.
We did that last week for the bowl.
Right.
And then following that, the board made the decision to give us more money initially to pay for the bowl stairs out of our own funds and switch the passport grant to be focused on the plateau and the stairs down to the parking lot. Right?
Right.
But as of at this moment, my understanding with the information I have is, I don't know if that can be, the board wants it switched. I don't know if we have enough time to be able to make that switch and do the work necessary that Prine and Newhoff has already done for the bowl back to the other 2 sections.
Tomorrow is about.
That's my understanding. Yep, that's all I know.
But that's not a public meeting.
Tomorrow isn't. No, I'm sorry.
That's
Yes,
what I was asking.
I'm sorry. Misunderstood you.
So anyway, so I guess my whole thought process in this thing is I believe that we need just the need for information as a parks board. I think we need information. We need emails sent to us. Hey, this is what we're doing. This is what's happening. Because I still feel like our toes are being stepped on and now it's too late for us just to say, stop everything if we're gonna try to get some money. we got to do it by April 1. So now it's too late for us to, you know,
So the
wheels
question.
are in motion. So
Yep, but the question still is, and that Stephen asked of us tonight, earlier in his report, was whether or not we wanted them to proceed with completing a grant application for the trust fund grant of up to 450,000. And in so doing, do that before the April 1st deadline.
and we're also applying for the passport then?
And then what happens if we get both of them?
Well, if they
What
give
did he
us the
say?
passport, do we not get the other one?
It's one or the other.
We choose.
Oh, well, yeah, well, then that's kind of a no-brainer right there.
That's what was reported tonight. Yep. It is, I understand, yeah. The timeliness of all of this and then just the complexity of it all makes it challenging. But the question that was asked by our supervisor tonight was whether or not we wanted them to act on and pursue the trust grant.
Bigger grant.
Yes,
And that time frame is the same as the passport.
correct.
So do we need to make a motion on that?
I also heard in his request whether we want to make easy stairs an option, and we need to include that
Correct.
with that
Well,
motion.
yep.
Okay. I'm gonna make a motion. I'm gonna make a motion that we approve trying to get
Ask the board.
ask the board to sign up for the
Trust fund.
Our trust fund
grant.
grant. Mhm.
With the stipulation that we go with easy beach stairs.
That easy
Can-
beach stairs can be considered. a
Right,
Part of it.
correct.
Mhm. Okay,
Making a
Is that
motion.
good, Jim?
2 and
Stipulate means only.
Well, okay, well, right.
So I'm sorry, so actually I have specifically the word stipulate, are we not using that?
No, take that out of
Take
there.
that
That
word,
was
because
too
that-
firm.
Yeah.
So you're moving to ask the board to sign up the DNR trust fund grant with something that includes easy beach stairs and what?
With option to.
with an option
Yeah,
to
there you go.
include.
That's a better way to
Mhm.
word it. Thank you.
Like,
That's my
Um,
motion.
Is there a second?
Second that.
Second. By Bartolino. Any further discussion?
so that's going to include area 2 with landscaping?
I don't,
Will include 1 and 2.
That's, wasn't your motion, but
I'm totally,
But
No, that's a great
if
question.
we're
to
going
ask.
400, if that could be 450,
right.
we will
It
have.
could
enough
be
do
up
all
to.
this.
Mhm.
Let's do it all.
Yeah, it's either all or a little bit, whichever. one.
2, 3, but grass.
and then maybe we
get
can
out.
get some beach grass.
All right.
That includes the landscaping and everything.
Three.
So that would be,
Yep. Well,
Your
it-
motion did.
it should. No, it doesn't have
It
to
doesn't
at the
matter.
moment.
Okay.
Right now, we're asking, the motion is asking for the board to go through the necessary steps to apply for the DNR trust fund grant and include the option of easy beach stairs. Right, Jim?
yeah.
Good.
That's perfect.
Okay. Any other questions or discussion, the motion on the floor? No? Okay, hearing none. Or do you have something, Sherry?
Well, it's not pertaining to this particular motion, so I'm not
Nope.
going to
Okay,
pertaining to the.
we'll follow up as soon as we're, how about that?
Mhm.
You got the floor as soon as we're done voting. All right, we're all set to vote? All those in favor of the motion asking the board to pursue the DNR trust fund grant with the option of easy beach stairs signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. Sherry,
Well, I'm concerned about the first project, the one Tom was complaining about, that we have lost control over, the initial stairs.
Mhm.
Are they moving ahead with that? Do they have
No, we have to make what I understood is we have to make a recommendation, but we only have X amount of dollars to work with. But we don't know for sure what that dollar amount is because,
I heard him say, we have enough for wooden stairs.
Mhm.
Are we going to have a time to discuss this, or is it just already?
If you'd like to discuss it, you can go ahead.
I'd like to put my 2 cents in.
Well, yep. Just-
No, I mean, I'm fine with being wooden stairs because we had wooden stairs there before and those aren't, that's,
We didn't have wooden stairs there before.
well, on that side of the dunes, not in that particular spot.
What?
But on the west side of the west
We'll
side.
never had stairs on.
No, you're absolutely right. Okay,
And so I'm just wondering, are we going to have to do approval of who we're gonna choose it, or has it already been chosen to?
well,
Be done.
if you look at the dollar amounts and recall the RFPs that we received, the decision has been made.
That's what I was trying
Well,
to get.
okay, I
The
didn't.
decision.
The decision
been already
hasn't, but
made.
it has. But where I'm coming from is it feels like the dollars that have been put into our new budget that has been approved, we're not sure we're even spending that for the land acquisition. We don't have a deal. We're
Yeah.
still waiting,
We're waiting on the.
right?
Yeah, we gotta wait
And
on.
so therefore, it's of my opinion, mine only, that we don't know for sure how much money we have for the beach stairs.
Now, I was at that meeting and they had put more money in originally and then took money out. So
When?
the last budget meeting, the one
Okay,
on
explain.
Thursday. Well, you originally put it up that we were going to have, total budget was going to be 325. So whatever the amount was into the capital outlay was much higher. And then he decreased it because he said that the 55,000 was for the land acquisition and the 50,000 was for, towards the grant that we were going to get. So since we weren't getting the grant this year, it could be put towards the beach stairs, and he lowered the amount of money that we were getting. So it's not like there's not money there. That was the conversation.
Sure.
So to me, we could, well, to me, it's all kind of, it's all in the air. If we get this big grant,
Well, no, we have to, the reason for putting in the stairs is that we need it now. We can't wait until the end of 2027, that season. And if we put in wood stairs, the wood stairs, if we have the wood stairs of the bid we have for it, it's going to take a long time to build those stairs because he does it by himself. So all the people are going to be using the other dune to climb up the dune. So, I mean, it's going to take a while, whereas the easy beach stairs can be done, he said, like, it takes 2 weeks to get the supplies and it can be put them in a few days.
But we don't have the funds for that.
Right,
Mary
but
Jo.
we can ask if there's any way that they can find those funds.
Okay.
Since we're not doing the grasses now because of the construction of the stairs, why not add that to the amount and find a little bit more to do this? Because, I mean, the wooden stairs require a concrete footing. And I talked to someone from DNR, and they do not recommend putting concrete footing in that side of the dune. They don't recommend it. There are other options.
Recognizing, and I'm not speaking for or against what you're saying, but recognizing that there are other places where there
Right.
are wooden stairs, you're saying specifically it's not recommended in the bowl at Laketown Beach to have concrete
Concrete, right.
footings. Okay.
I said it's
Just
too
for clarity.
steep
And
and
who
they
said
do
that?
not. It was one of the DNR, it wasn't John Beha. It was his compatriot from South. I spoke to him about it. But
It's just hearsay right now. I don't have any paper saying you can't do that.
When we get the money, if they get this trust fund or whatever, then we can make more decisions.
Yeah, but that won't come for another year and a half. And until then, we won't have any stairs.
yeah, what the thought process that I got from the meeting was that we need the stairs on the lakeside in that blowout now,
Which meeting?
the budget meeting.
Okay.
That we need those stairs now because it will continue to erode and it will be a bigger problem 2 years from now or a year and a half, considering we have 2 more summers to go.
Which budget meeting was that and how many were in attendance?
That was Thursday. Yeah.
3?
Yeah. There weren't too many people. There were maybe 3 people here. I
No,
was-
on the board I'm talking about, present.
There was 3, I believe.
Yeah,
Okay,
there were 3.
okay. Okay, so the question still is, yeah, is there any desire from this commission to request any additional funds to do, as some of you have suggested, and to get the Easy Beach stairs in to the bowl and ask?
I'm wondering if we can have them include us in their meetings that they are holding about the stairs.
Well, right,
They
we
don't-
can come to
they-
any meeting. We can come to any meeting.
I don't even know about the meetings. I don't get any.
First and second Wednesday every month.
No.
Tomorrow,
Yeah, man.
tomorrow's meeting is first and second
Well,
Wednesday.
tomorrow's meeting is a team.
Tomorrow's meeting is not a public meeting, and it's not with the full board. It's just
But they're
staff.
going to be discussing the stairs and the.
Well, the
grants.
grant that we've asked them to apply for.
I think they're having a meeting with Prine and Newhoff to see if they can actually complete the application by the deadline is what that's what it sounds like. That's what they're talking about, is to see if Prine and Newhoff can actually get it done in that amount.
Making the switch. Mhm.
So I guess I'm not a dune expert by any stretch of the imagination. I don't know. I mean, I don't go out there and watch the sand every day. Dunes move constantly. They erode constantly. We have a public beach that has many, many people that go traipsing around on it. They go where they're not supposed to. It all moves. Is there, and just me not being a dune expert, is there really this urgent need that these steps have to go in ASAP?
What I found in research is that dune erosion is 70% humans and 30% wind. So if we've got a bunch of people going to the
have less.
beach, still have people coming.
I know, I'm just saying, it's much less.
Yeah.
But this has turned into all of a sudden it's gotta be done now. And we discussed last year about not even putting steps back in. So I guess I don't know that, I don't know about the urgency because I'm, again, not a dune expert. I don't live on the lake, so I don't watch it.
Have we heard from the residents? I believe, I've heard some comments, I believe, they want them.
Some do, some don't.
True.
They're the
Yeah.
ones who are using the,
Right. Either it's a, we gotta do this, or it's a waste of tax dollars. So then that's the balance that we have to always
Sure.
walk. I say if these gotta be done this year, we gotta go to the board and say, hey, this is what we recommended.
Mm.
Well, I gotta rephrase that. This is what we were gonna do. Will you fund it? We did that already, and they said no. But I guess we need to do it again.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the landscape has changed a little bit financially.
Oh, certainly.
So,
Certainly, but still, I think I think it's different now that it's a new year too, and, you know, like you say, the landscape has changed, so why not ask again?
Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
So. Well, no, that doesn't, you only get public comment at the board meeting. That's.
Yep.
So. All right. So I'll make a motion to go back to the board and ask for the. So I have a question before I,
Okay,
well, okay, we'll discuss that. I'll make the motion first. I make a motion that we go to the board and we ask for the 190,
the necessary
50.
funds?
the necessary funds to put in the easy beach steps through the bowl.
Okay, we got a motion on the floor from Tom Hookman. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Bertolino. Further discussion?
I mean, you're making another motion, but I mean, the trust fund could be 450,000, which will cover it.
Yeah, but not immediately.
450,000
It
more
won't-
for that.
That's not
stuff.
part of the motion.
So I'm,
Well,
Immediate.
no, we're gonna go to the board and ask again. For,
Okay.
for what we asked for
Okay.
last year.
So you want to amend that to include the immediate part in there? Or that so that it can get done this year yet? 2026?
I think that's what people are asking for, yeah.
Well, yeah, and Michael's asking if that shouldn't be included in your amendment. Or in your motion, sorry.
Sure.
Okay.
You can amend my motion, that's not a big deal.
But you can also just add to it yourself. What would you like to add, Tom?
That it get done before Memorial Day,
oh,
that the construction can get done before Memorial Day.
oh,
Okay,
I mean, that's
All right.
usually our drop dead, right?
sure. Yep. Yep. It's. I would, yes.
So my only other question is, all the prices that we have from the RFP, are they still good?
It should be for this year.
Just asking, just asking the question, the way everything's getting crazy.
Yeah, oh no, it's a great question. So your motion, you've added to your motion, correct? That you want to include
Yeah, for this year.
for this year, before Memorial Day,
Who's Memorial Day?
end of May.
I mean, we've already discussed this about doing construction during the summer. And we've already
Correct.
said that's
But-
not the best way to do it. Okay. I guess strike Memorial Day. Sorry, Jim, I'm gonna really screw this up for you. I guess the end of 26 would be better.
Okay.
Because then that would leave it would leave a summer without stairs again.
Potentially, but we don't know. How soon they can-
4th weekend.
No, I think it can be done as soon as possible, as soon as it can be manufactured.
Right.
And
But I
Memorial,
would like to see it, if we're gonna do it, if we have to skip the summer again. I mean,
okay,
it's gonna get done, so.
okay. All right,
Going from the guy who said we don't need stairs.
Jim, may I ask you to read the motion that
I screwed up.
Tom has put on the floor?
Eddie salad
Go
there.
back to the board and ask for the necessary funds, to put in easy beach steps through the bowl, and the construction get done by the end of 2026.
Thank you.
Thank you. And there's a second to that from Bartolino. Any additional conversation?
Yes, I'm just thinking about this easy beach steps thing. You could probably get away with doing it during the season, maybe.
Because you made the comment, it shouldn't take more than a couple of weeks is what you understood.
That was my understanding.
My understanding is it takes 2 weeks to manufacture that. The company is in Holland and it only takes a couple of days to put it in,
Well, it could be done during the season.
right?
So, but by leaving it
No,
2026
no, I'm good with that.
wide open.
Yep.
Okay,
Now, one more thing about the Easy Beach stairs. These prices are for the 5-foot stairs. We could go
Mhm.
down a foot and put 4-foot in there, which would eliminate the need to get an Eagle permit. And it would cost a little less too.
What is the actual width? Do we know what the actual width on the 5-foot easy beach is?
Not 6
5
foot.
feet.
No, is that clear inside though?
My understanding is that the quote or the RFP that we received for the Easy Beach stairs did not require the Eagle
Right,
permit.
that was my understanding also.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I mean an actual,
Yeah.
because they're talking not to the
Right.
outside, they're talking to the outside. So
Right.
anyway, that to me is, I think
It's-
we walked that path before.
It's in the RFP. Okay, any other questions? Ready to vote? All those in favor of the motion on the floor to ask the board for the necessary funds to complete installation of Easy Beach stairs in the year 2026, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign.
No,
4-1, that motion passes. Is there anything else dealing with the beach stairs that you'd like to address? I think we have answered or responded to the questions Supervisor Ringelberg brought up tonight.
I'd like a clarification of the lot that they're talking about purchasing. There's a whole nother one here that's not even indicated.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I can ask to get a,
Well, when
the
they say
lot designation.
we've already purchased 3, 'cause
Mhm.
I wasn't on the board at that
Right.
particular.
Those are
time.
further up the road or out of the parking lot area up the road, correct, Jim? Yeah.
If you look on the GIS map in Allegan County, they are. I think they're each
I can look it up
Okay.
then,
We'll get clarification
Okay.
on that, so everybody's aware.
just because he's
Okay.
talking about what do we want to do with it.
Okay. Anyone have anything else? No, can't have anything else. Nobody added any new business items. Number 11 is citizen comments. Seeing no one in the room. Literally, well, in the audience, excuse me. 8:00. Anyone online wish to speak? Seeing no one interested to speak online and no one else in the audience wishing to speak, I will close citizen comment. And I will take one final motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn by T-Camp, seconded by Hookman. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.
Seems to always be unanimous.